Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the Naga here. Too much AoE damage.
I think Beast Coast should ban the Invoker out. It's another combo with the Void.
Yeah.
That's alright in the mid lane against Mars.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Kind of, yeah.
But then, it would be enough laner Snapfire.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's not the worst.
5 seconds remaining.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Vitaly disagrees.
Off lane Murano again.
Thunder Awakens. Turn to ban.
Alright, they banned
I
Tide
think
Hunter and...
it's a mid snap.
Yo, they want like... They want Wraith King or Terrorblade here as Beast Coast. Both heroes are pretty amazing against Terrorblade. I mean, Tide is not that good, but Dark Series is just amazing.
I don't think they
Slark
want
as
illusion
well.
heroes.
Slark is okay here.
10 seconds remaining.
Still think Wraith
Thing
King
is,
is
Beast-
fine for Beast Coast if they.
Yeah.
I think Wraith King is a safe pick from them. They don't
Yeah,
have
if they
a
Wraith
lot of
King-
time left to
Hmm.
just do it. We know you want it, Beast Coast. Just do it.
Naga.
Oh no!
Naga. Oof.
Yo, is it crazy if they just pick an Underlord here? I know that he's playing against Timbersaw, but Underlord just amazing against Naga.
10 seconds remaining.
Yes. They can still
5 seconds remaining.
technically Lish mid as well.
Yes, I was thinking about it. I was gonna
Oh
say that.
yeah, true.
You can pick Lash mid and
Right.
it's amazing game
Snap
for Lash.
off.
Yeah, you guys right. Lash is amazing.
Can Mirana 5, Dusk 4, Snap off, and Lash
Mhm.
mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
'Cause I think,
one of the only heroes
Thunder
that actually
also
deal with
need-
Naga.
Yeah, they need tower damage too, right? They don't
Yeah.
have a high tower damage here on Thunder. So I would
No.
I would love to see a Lash.
Lash sounds good.
I hate our producer so much.
It's production said Lish. Let's see if they're lying to us.
Pretty sure they're lying.
He knows nothing.
15 seconds remaining. Alright.
Come on, guys, Lish,
Lash.
Yeah.
Oh,
you said
Sherlock
Underlord,
was right.
nice.
I hate when I
told
hate
you
when
he
Sherlock's
was
right. I
always
hate it.
He's
Remove
always
that
right.
smile from your face right now. Stop smiling.
I can't.
all right. So, of course, Sherlock's gonna go with Thunder because he picked what he wants. No?
Nope. I just
All right,
love
so
the-
just suggest a bad hero. That's it.
Dude, like, it's not like that. I mean, it's just a hero that's good against Naga. It's the first thing that
Right.
came to my mind. But I like the draft from Beach Coast. I think they can reset team fights with the song. But as I said to you guys, the main problem, they don't have tower damage. Like, what is the tower damage?
Yeah.
Maybe if Timber gets too big, Magic. What do you think?
Yeah. Just do the meme meteor hammer for your tower damage. So good.
All right, so let's go to our casters. Our panel is just, it's just something else here, guys.
That's a
Harris
later
and
on
Danog,
Timbersaw.
take it away.
That's a later.
Thank you, Lawyer. Here we go. We've heard it. Potential Meteor Hammer, potential Desolator as well here, Danog. But it's our third series, our last series of the night as well, and an ever important series as well. If Beast Coast are able to take this, then they too will join the likes of Evil Geniuses to qualify at the Lima Major. And while for Thunder, they're still playing for their hopes to qualify. They need to win this series and their last series as well, but potentially have that last slot.
I mean, if Thunder can beat this, I would, give them favorites to be able to be that second team, right? Because I would say most people leading into this series would have said, you know, Beast Coast probably second best or best team in the region. We obviously still haven't seen them play up against EG just yet. But yeah, Thunder take this one, then all they need to do is get past Alliance, and then, yeah, they would probably be secured in that second spot, considering EG and Beast Coast still need to play against each other. You and I were really talking about this last pick potential for Thunder, and we listed a bunch of different options, and Underlord was not one of them. We were saying, you know, maybe an Invoker, maybe an SF, a Lesh, a Zeus, even a Tinker as a possibility. But they've got an Underlord. What do you reckon about this? Do you think they were... I was about to say, do you think they were watching that last game closely? But it's actually an off-lane Underlord. So into the Naga Siren lane, deals with the illusions pretty quickly in lane, which is kind of nice. But outside of that, how do you feel about it?
I don't think it's a free Underlord game. Maybe he's going to go like BKB. I've got concerns because last game we saw C-Smile was pretty much unkillable. I think this game is a little bit different because you are up against a Timbersaw, which is going to be a really big concern. But he does address the Naga Siren. Like, that's probably one of the most important things and why they picked this hero, with how he's able to kind of deal with the carry on Beast Coast. But I'm just a little bit worried that he might not be able to act as much of a front line as what they're requiring out of him in a game like this.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder what Alone has set himself for his role this game, because you've made this Tusk the mid laner, right? And does he really do that much against a Naga Siren or a Timbersaw? I really wouldn't think so, right? You're good for getting that initiation onto maybe the supports, but...
Oh, they missed the arrow. Minor. A close attempt from Thunder would have been a big kill if they're able to find the Timbersaw, but not to be.
Sorry, I just looking at all these emotes that East Coast players have got. You know, the little Pepe the Frog style crest. If you don't know, crest is the name of East Coast little mascot. It's cute. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I didn't know it was called crest, so there you go. Learned something new.
It's all about that teen lore these days, you know?
Ah, yes, I see. All about the lore. Crest gives them a 1% buff. Sometimes that's all you need. A 1% buff goes a long way.
The power of God and anime on your side is all you need. You know, it's all about that lore.
Anime can... I mean... the power
Continue
of
to
anime.
prosper.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was, yeah...
You are about to launch into
I was... I don't know. Don't even get me started on anime. Jesus Christ. I was gonna bring that down, to be honest. But thank God I stopped. We'll cut that one short as we do get all the creeps commencing. And as we take a look at how that mid lane's able to break out here. Lone between Dark Margot. You were starting to mention how you were feeling how this Tusk kind of can shape up as a position 2 in a game like this.
I was just saying, like, I feel like his role is almost exclusively going to be wipe these supports off the face of the earth, right? Because he's not really going to do all that much against a Naga or a Timbersaw, right? Like, maybe the Timber, just to get, like, a lot of that burst damage through before he's got a bunch of reactive armor stacks set up for an arrow and all of the magic damage that they've got on Thunder, but I really feel like his main role is to deal with the support somewhat.
Also, supports are going to be ever so important with their spell casting inside the fight, so we'll see. Of course, this Tusk does play a lot off the back of kind of snowballing. Really important for him to be able to find some of these power runes, but it's going to be very similar on what we saw prior. This time now it's up against a Mars, so Dark Margot can also mirror those movements to the side lane.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest, at this top lane in particular, with just how Thunder have gone about their spell casting. So up top, they've got an Underlord, obviously, with a Firestorm, fantastic against all of these Naga illusions, but almost every single time, this is the first time I've actually seen him use a Firestorm onto the Naga illusions. Previously, it was just being used before they were even out, so K1's just had the complete luxury of being able to summon them after the fact and just be in a pretty good spot still in terms of his CS. So I wonder if that's something that Illich is keeping in mind now after this first little bit, or if he's something he's going to be bullied out from now on. I mean, now's the time to be using that Firestorm, right? They were right next to the creep wave, but he's actually being bullied away by a silencer. Not really something that you're wanting to do, especially with a hero like Murano, who's pretty damn good at trading.
Bottom lane, Sacred's going to tank up a little bit of damage here. Cookie's on the mark, so Okay, they recognize that Schofield has left the lane, so they're just using the kind of numbers advantage to dwindle down the resources here of the Timber.
Do you think it's a good idea for you to have a guess at what some of this Spanish means when they do their voice lines? Because I have a rough idea of what, for example, that last one meant, but I just want to get a...
I don't know what the last one means. I know the others, but...
Muchacho's like friend.
Okay.
Male friend, I think. No, that's amigo. It might just mean, like, boy, I think.
Boy? I thought that was Nino. I don't know.
That's like little boy, like son.
No, I didn't. Well, no, unfortunately, I don't. Someone's loco. That's what I know. Someone's a bit crazy.
Estar is like his.
Yeah.
This is my grade 5 French coming in.
Let's go. French?
Spanish.
French? Hang on a second. What's going on?
Is it even Spanish as well? It might be Portuguese. I don't know. No, it's Spanish.
We see rotation coming out, actually. Beast Coast going to bring Schofield to the mid lane.
Under attack.
Margot's not playing with a whole lot of mana, but Schofield actually gives him a mango now to utilize the spear. Shards will get some distance away, so Alone is going to make the long trek around. Doesn't actually get clipped to the tree, but Alone still going to make him work for it in the end. Maybe forced to deny himself to the Ancients, and it looks like that will be the case. Fatebolt's back up, though, so Schofield might be able to snipe the kill. So they're going to go past
gonna
and
kill
go to the
himself to the
tower
tier two.
instead, so...
Schofield's like, oh, reach it. Oh, Dark Margo gets the first blood, though.
Okay. And Schofield got the solo experience as well. Looked like he was just in range, so... That's really nice considering eventually we're going to see Rubik start to leave this lane as the Timber will be able to play solo.
Yeah, that's not the greatest start. And Dark Margo gets both water runes as well, so completely filled up. It's not like you're even going to have a resource advantage when you come back here. Sacred might be in a little bit of trouble down on the bottom side. That is one of the advantages of playing the Faceless Void against a Timbersaur.
I think they kill Knight. The time walked in. Train's back up, but he needs kind of trees to move on forward.
Excel doesn't really have that much to use, though, in terms of spells.
Ooh.
Down he goes.
That's that solo experience, isn't it?
Yeah, so Schofield already showing that he is really the big difference maker so far in this game, as we've seen previously. Just have to remember that he is one of the few Earthshaker players that I accept in this world right now, and yeah, for good reason. He's a damn good player. Even before he was on Beast Coast, right? He was always like the probably underappreciated player from the South American region.
Spoke a lot about the supports in the previous series as well with Matthew and Panda, and so far it's no different with Schofield's impact, and we'll see as the game goes on what Stinger can do, and even Thunder supports as well. But so far it's a pretty good start for Beast Coast.
A little bit low on the old mana up on the top side, and even if he pops a stick or some mangoes to be able to cast.
Stinger might be in trouble. Run straight into the Firestorm, but they might even be able to get Illich as well. K1 looking to try and chase him down. Has the movement speed advantage, but won't continue in pursuit. So Illich is able to get away, and they get that kill as well onto the Silencer.
Yeah, I mean, they get the kill onto the Silencer, but oftentimes you're just as happy to just force him to walk all the way back to base, because you still end up losing all of this experience from the lanes. So it's like, well, you have to expend a TP, you know that he can't rotate somewhere else because he's just had to TP back. All these sorts of things start to build up, and that's what Dota teams these days rely on, is like understanding what others are capable of doing. And if you know that there is no possibility, for example, of a TP to another lane, then you can look to exploit that in some way.
Lone mid lane. Take some tower hits. Like Margo has the arena if he wants to use it. He'll be able to do so, but the snowball's still on cooldown for Alone. He's not able to mitigate a little bit of the damage, so cooking him out of harm's way, but still with a wraparound and damage is there, and they get the kill onto Excel as well. So Michael, he's not even able to get some revenge as Dark Margo has the spear back up. Rana can leap over the cliff line, but Dark Margo can easily continue to chase him down. Lands the God's Rebuke, and Schofield's nearby to yank the kill, but he's like, brothers, it's worth it. I'll give you mana, I get the kill, come on. It's a good trade.
Yeah, and Schofield was like, bro, I gave you that first blood gold, alright? I don't want to hear anything about it. I mean, just have a look at the net worth difference. Already with lead for Dark Margo here in the mid lane. You also, I mean, I feel like a lot of that movement was based on exactly what I was talking about, right? They saw that Illich had come back up towards the top side. They knew he couldn't TP to save. Probably one of the better heroes at being able to dissuade any kind of like aggressive dives just with the Firestorm and the potential for the Pit of Malice. But as soon as they saw him back up on that top side, they were like, screw it, let's go. We know that we're going to be able to win this fight.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's going to be concerns on how Thunder can look to play the side lanes now. Like, Timber is... I don't think you kill this man pre-level 6s. You're going to need Kisses and probably Chrono and maybe even a +1. And top lane as well. Like, Rubik can just play this lane, shove it out with Fade Bolt. If you need to defend the tower even more, like, K1 can send the illusions to kind of cut the wave behind the Underlord. So, I don't think it's going to be easy for Thunder with how they can make the play shortly.
Yeah, exactly. And Schofield is just going to continue playing pretty safe underneath trees, keeping the creep wave just available for K1 to be able to pick up. But, I mean, you talk about all these possibilities for Mortimer's Kisses and Chronosphere and that sort of thing, but you're saying that's value for the Timber Saw, but it almost feels like you should have to do it for the Naga Siren, right? Because she's a little bit squishier than the Timber, about 300 health less. But also, if Naga just TPs and songs, then suddenly all of your rotations and ultimate usages are completely wasted. So I feel like it's actually Naga that's the main priority.
Sacred making it so difficult for Knight to be able to defend this tower. Be able to continue the spam abilities. Top lane though, Dark Margot's going to look to TP him. It's a DD in the Arsenal, so he's going to try and chase down Illich, but we'll turn for Michael instead, and unfortunately... not able to leap outside the walls, and Schofield's level 6 already, so what do you know? He's got the Firestorm to play with, and bottom lane we go now. The Sacred's able to get another kill for the boys on Beast Coast. 7 kills early on. This is starting to get to the stage where some worrying signs are here for Thunder. As they're not done, Dark Margot still hanging around up top. He's got Schofield, and there's that Firestorm coming to play. They'll make sure they keep him inside the range, so plenty of damage to go through the Underlord. Back to bottom,
careful,
across the map. It's not stopping just yet. A Smiling Knight will be able to get some distance away, but the Chakram not enough to secure the kill. And now Sacred Cookie on forward, but do they have the damage required? Sacred falling lower and lower, but the
raindrops are doing so much.
up to the high ground. Sacred might just live. Excel trying to cut him off with a Scatter Blast. Is he able to close the distance? Snowball on forward. Sacred won't even die. Just makes it up to the high ground as alone. Hang on. The Sacred want to turn it alone. Gotta be cautious of his positioning, and now Excel as well might be in trouble. A Cookie on forward. Sacred's gonna try and find him, and with a daytime vision, he'll know exactly where the Snapfire is trying to escape, and this game has been blown wide open.
I mean, you got to take the Timber away from Whisper in the previous series. You got to kind of do it with Sacred as well. That was the first phase Pango ban, but the man is very, very talented on a wide array of heroes. Just if you ever want like a PSA as to why the Raindrops is a great item, that exact gank is the reason why they committed 3-4 heroes onto trying to kill him, and he was just able to get away with a single person helping him. And Sus is not really seen as the most effective dissuader, I guess you could say, for any kind of sweeper dives. With that,
we see the
creep wave's alive. Tower's probably going to die.
That it is, and they might even be able to defend top as well. They're not set up at the moment from Beast Coast, so I was thinking maybe with this blink on Dark Margot.
Doesn't have a TP, unfortunately.
It does look... both towers are going to be exchanged. And this is giving some time now for Thunder to work towards their level 6s. So again, we need to be looking towards the ultimates for Thunder to be able to find some kills across the map.
You're always worried, though, about a Naga Siren just being given space to farm. We talked about the mid diff in terms of the gold, about 1,500, but it's 1,000 in terms of the cores as well. Naga Siren just able to push out lanes at the exact same time as farming jungle and staying safe on your side of the map. This is why it's such a busted hero, let alone against this draft of Thunder, where it's just against the Faceless Void, one-on-one, very, very solid.
See how much farm that he's been able to pick up here from K1. Yasha completed 1,100 gold in the bank. And it looks like they might be running towards Illich's location as well. Schofield bring around the Rosie. Oh, Illich. Alright, we'll be chilling for the moment. Global Silence Shoes across the map. Stinger's using the solo to get the kill onto the Mirana. But I guess also Dark Margot is going to be able to utilize that silence as well to secure his own kill. And when we're done, just it doesn't matter where they are, Beast Coast. Multiple kill squads formulating together to bring down Thunder.
Radiant's
How the hell did he
middle tower
die?
is under
I'm pretty
attack.
sure he had mech available, but just a Naga Siren on top of him with the Firestorm and the Lift and the Ensnare and the Fade Bolt. A lot of magic damage to be able to get through this Underlord, that's for sure. That's all you really need, right? Riptide providing a whole lot of it, and that Atrophy Aura doesn't actually do too much. The damage reduction is all physical.
Worrying signs here, Mr. Danog. 7,000 net worth lead is not easy.
Not ideal.
Yeah, it's not easy to come back from.
No, not against a Naga Siren lineup, that's for sure. I mean, he's nearly got into the Manta style for Pete's sake, and you know, it's just looking like being even more challenging from here on. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't seem like Thunder wants to fight just yet. Like, yes, you've gone into this mechanism, but I really want to see even just a single point in the Pit of Malice so that if he turns up with the Fiend's Gate, you can fight around this enclosed area. You can allow multi-man stuff, you know, the
Radiant's
Ice
middle
Shards or
tower
the
is
Mortimer's
under
Kisses
attack.
to actually have a greater level of impact.
I don't think Schofield's a good enough pickoff for this smoke. Yes, they'll get the kill, but at least they don't force out ultimates. That's the big thing. No Mortimer Kisses was used for that. So you get the kill nonetheless. 465 gold into the main cove on alone. But we also have a Hand of Midas completed as well from Knight. So at least he has his kind of catch-up mechanic online.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. That's not enough for a full-on rotation, right? It's a support being killed away from any kind of objectives against a Naga Siren that's going to continue to farm, right? So, like, if it was next to mid tower and they were able to converge on that and maybe start to take it, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
kind of worthwhile. But it was completely away from anything of value.
Now Beast Coast, they're going to go for their own smoke here. Like Margot on the front line, he gets the instant jump with Sacred's damage. They just rip apart Excel, and they're looking for more because they've got a great ward up top. Scouting out alone, they might look for Illich instead, as Sacred can easily fly on over the tree line, and the Timber might just be able to kill him himself. Dark Margot, well, he'll jump in, nonetheless, being able to find his dominating streak. Under they're nearby though, you need the Snapfire for the damage with the Kisses, but they are setting up. And Fire if required can look to TP him. They've got a lone here as
Standing
well.
right on top. They're
See if they're
waiting
gonna have
for
the damage required.
reactive to
Snowball
go.
sets up for the arrow, but there's the global silence to prevent the Mortimer Kisses. Sacred just blows up Smiling Knight, and a Dark Margot looks to enter the middle. As Thunder were there, but all of a sudden, multiple heroes get wiped from the face of the earth as Beast Coast just... They're just doing everything right.
Is under attack.
Yep. No Chrono, no Kisses. The big props need to be given to Stinger for that one. Just finger on the button, ready for global silence at all times. I wonder if his keyboard is literally just a big R and he just slams his whole hand into it because kind of feels like his role this game. He's playing real well.
Oh, what do you mean? He's got Veil. Press his Veil.
All right, 2 buttons. He gets the second button.
An Arcane Curse maxed out. Come on, you're...
All right. You're splitting hairs.
A split hands, or I don't know, seeing a top 2, 1, and 2. The involvement that he's had of a silencer, this is not something you would expect from him at all. And you take a look at his other support in Schofield, already 4 staff completed. He too is 6, 1, and 6, working on the Scepter next and continuing to hold the Firestorm as well. So just so easy for him to shove out waves and continue to find the farmers. I don't know, Danog. I'm struggling. Still Thunder, like, we haven't seen Chrono. We haven't seen that use of the Mortimer Kisses, but it's going to get to the
Now's
stage
the
where
time.
Beast Coast
You
would
have
just...
to do it now.
You got it, because Beast Coast is starting... They can just itemize to look to survive against this. Like, Mage Slayer is being worked on for the Naga.
I mean, to be fair, they are doing the right thing. They recognize, all right, they don't have the global silence. We didn't use Chrono. Oh, that should reveal some of their positioning. though.
Sacred. An aggressive Timber Chain up to the high ground. But they need Knight. Faceless Void's not going to be brought down to start, but he needs to time walk aggressively. Dark Margot looks to enter with the arena, but it just holds Thunder all inside a close proximity, where now they can look to turn their attention over to some easier targets. They're not going to reset though. Knight,
Might
does he want
catch
to
him.
go in? All right.
That's a
There's
great
the
one.
Chrono on the 2 with the Mortimer Kisses as well. They'll bring them both down. That's exactly what we've been waiting for. But down to the south though, Dark Margot. A quick in and out, but can he survive with his own life? Sacred's going to consider about moving on over as well. They're going to be cautious now because Thunder, they used everything in Schofield. The stolen Chrono sets up for an easy kill onto the Tusk. Now you need to get out, but Smiling Knight doesn't look like he'll be able to as Dark Margot blows him up with the spear, and now Beast Coast, they won't have detection for Michael, so the Mirana will be able to limp away.
Yeah, he's not smiling anymore. He is just completely obliterated in all of these team fights. It really does feel like, even going back to when Smiling Knight was playing in the Eastern European region, like Faceless Void was his jam.
Yeah.
He was always the one to be there. I mean, just have a look at his Dota Plus level, Grandmaster, right? But he's just been made to look foolish right now. I mean, Beast Coast are playing as a whole cohesive unit, just on another level.
Oh yeah, that they are. Incredible performance for them so far to start this game, and now they got some breathing room as well for probably 90 seconds until this Faceless Void chrono is back up, so we can look to see them continue playing aggressively across the map. There's no real objectives for them to find, but it's just important for them to continue to invade the jungle and stall out some of the catch-up farm for Thunder. And we got a regen for Dark Margot, and yeah, they're grouping up like they're ready for a smoke. Stinger's gonna put one in the backpack, I should say the inventory.
Quite like the build coming through here from Sacred as well. A lot of the times you see Timbers just auto buy into something like a Lotus Orb, and it's still a good Lotus game, but I'd say it's an even better BKB game just because of what you're going to be able to shrug off, right? Like, you don't care about the kisses, you don't care about any of the Miranda damage, you don't care about the Firestorm, and you still get rid of the main things that are going to be causing you issues, which are, you know, Pit of Malice and the Faceless Void with the time dilation. Against a Timbersaw, you absolutely do not want that on you.
Smoke's gonna pop on the run into Michael. They were hoping for the kill onto the Faceless Void, and Schofield actually might be able to catch up. You're gonna go to the right side with the other Time Walk, not the case. So Knight will be able to cut his way through the tree line. TP up in 5 seconds, so he'll be okay.
Oh, Schofield, he's got license to style right now. He's already starting to build into that Aghanim Scepter for himself, and pretty good reason. There's a bunch of great spells to steal, that's for sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Are we wanting to see Thunder look to try and smoke and make another play shortly? Alone very close to the BKB. You've got the Chrono and Kisses back up to play with as well as... Oh, nice snowball timing from Alone.
Can you even make a play right now?
Or maybe
Like,
mid. Dark Margot's push far forward, but no, they won't be able to
they've got the
penalize it.
global, though. That's the thing, right?
True.
You need to catch Stinger at the start of every single one of these engagements. So it's going to require a wraparound, and Stinger's going to be playing pretty close to the rest of his team just to make sure that he isn't going to be going down for free.
And it's not like you have kind of the items to be able to get on the silencer. Like going this first item BKB on the toss just is going to help out a lot defensively, but without the blink to find this key here on the silencer, then it's very difficult for you to be able to get those combos off in the fights like you're saying. And well, for Beast Coast, Dark Margot's just going to charge up the high ground. Arrow will connect. They want to commit onto this though. No, he got the silencer. He got the silencer inside the Chronos with a Mortimer Kisses damage, but it's not enough. Dark Margot pops the BKB, can now look to jump on forward with the arena, holding them in place, but where's the detection though? Under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow, Knight reveals himself and instantly they'll blow him up, but nonetheless, it's still scary because K1's going to look to enter. The Naga Siren finally feels strong enough to be able to show up to some of the team fights in Sacred. He can look to chase down some of the surviving members of Thunder as they'll kill off Alone. And now Excel will be another one to join him in the grave as Beast Coast was looking like a dangerous start with that Chronosphere, but it just wasn't enough.
I don't think you could have asked for a better start to a team fight, to be honest. You know, Silence, that's the first improper thing, let's call it, that Stinger has done this entire game, right? Put himself in harm's way, up onto the high ground where they had zero vision at the time. Great Chronosphere landing, combined together with the Mortimer's Kisses, but afterwards they get the Guardian Greaves off. He's able to live enough time to be able to pop the global, and then all the damage just stops. So, you know, I'm not exactly sure what they even need. Like, he's going into the Manta style on the Faceless Void. Yes, it's kind of important just to be able to get out of things like, you know, the Ensnare and things of that nature, but you just need damage. You need more damage right now on Thunder, and there's really only a couple of heroes that can provide it.
So we've been speaking a lot about this Chronosphere into the Mortimer Kisses, and you know, we've mentioned, of course, the counter being the Global Silence, but now we have to consider the Naga Siren, which she's getting farmed enough. We already just saw that K1 was able to enter that previous fight, and now he's going to start to show up to even more fights, and Song has been one of the biggest counters for a long time to deal with that Chrono. So not only do you have the Global Silence, but now you have the Song that you have to be worried about as well.
So I think it's just a matter of you need to... I was about to say you need to like blow them up before you can even get the song off, but I just don't think they've got the tools for it, right? A lot of their damage goes out over the course of about 5 seconds. That gives Naga plenty of time to be able to get that sort of thing happening. So it's a case of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because you go on the silencer, it's just a silencer, you know? If you're having to force the chronosphere for that sort of kill. That's the ideal scenario. Kill silencer without having to pop anything outside of maybe a walrus punch on I think for him to do that, he still needs a blink dagger. So I still think they're a good 5 minutes away from being able to make anything significant happen on Thunder. And then who knows how big the net worth lead's going to be by
Exactly
then.
right. And you probably got Aegis by then as well. Like the fact they haven't even considered about taking Roche just shows they feel like they don't even need it at the moment. They can just control the map. You got 2 heroes playing in the triangle, 3 playing in the bottom jungle, and
they know Illich is
hunting
here.
Illich. Rift is up in 5. TP's ready as well, but Dark Margot look to blink on forward. He's even going to drop the arena to try and scout out Illich and kill off some of the trees, so you'll make him work for it. But they should be able to find him. There's a smoke happening for Thunder, trying to get something done across the map. He might be able to TP now with a spear on cooldown, but Schofield, he's showing up, so that will prevent any opportunity of Illich being able to survive. And look how long he's living for, though. 5 heroes have to go for that.
And they just weren't able to get anything in response. That's the bigger issue, right? You mentioned that they were going for some kind of smoke attempt, but wasn't able to land on it. Good communication coming out at all stages on Beast Coast to make sure no one's just off on their own, saying, look on the map, where could they possibly?
Sacred. Should be... Dark Margot, no!
See ya! I mean, they're getting ready to start pushing into the high ground soon, right? Naga, she's got the heart, so how are you going to die? Going into the Bloodthorn soon after that. And then it's just a matter of having that Desolator to give a little bit of extra tower push potential. It was... Nah, it's not going to have anything, though. It was highlighted during the draft that with a Naga Siren, the tower damage is kind of slow, and especially for sieging the high ground, so Desolator does a great job at... alleviating that issue.
Yep. I guess the Timber can even go Ag Shard, like if you are really concerned about it, but like you said, Deso's probably going to be enough here to be able to help out with that tower siege, and I mean, with the lead you have, it could even just get to the stage where, maybe not actually, Thunder do have pretty good ways to defend high ground, like Firestorm and Scatterblast, being able to deal with some of the creeps, so maybe you can really try and stall this one out, but it's like, what's the probability? It's 2%, 24 minutes and 2%.
It's about right, honestly, is what I would be thinking for this game. They've just got such a chokehold on this one, and you just can't let a Naga Siren get ahead by this much.
Yep, who has 3,100 health. Not even to mention about the kind of damage mitigation that you have now with the Mage Slayer, and they will kind of poke the high ground a little bit, try and force some reactions and get everyone back inside the base on Thunder.
One of the reasons why I really didn't like this Tusk being rotated to mid as well.
Margot? Spear back into Sacred's damage, and they just blow up Illich. No buyback on the Underlord to help defend the base. Knight's gonna try and TP in to find the angle for the Chrono, but now without Excel, you're gonna be lacking the damage to follow up with the Faceless Void's ultimate, and they're even gonna be able to bring him down now. Global Silence in combination with the Root. There's no escape for Knight. And they might just call it, and they will.
Seems like a bit of a rage GG, to be honest. Like, nothing went right for them this game. You know, the mid lane went so incredibly well for Dark Margot. Alone was bullied out of the lane by Schofield. They were getting kills around the map. Who do you even give the MVP to, honestly? Like, it's pretty even across the board.
Probably Dark Margot, maybe?
Margot, Schofield, and Sacred. It's between them.
I'm happy with any. I think overall, Beast Coast, what they're able to do in a game like this. Dark Margot 11, 1, and 10. The rotations that we saw from him very early on. Yeah, but it just
dominated mid.
Yep, dominated mid. Went to the side lanes. Multiple kills from him as well. Supports had so much impact. Everyone was just Beast Coast doing exactly what you would ever hope for them as a 5-man. Wasn't just that one individual brilliance. Everyone played their role.
Yeah, I think they just needed to put a little bit more emphasis onto not physical damage to be able to deal. Like, Faceless Void have essentially zero synergy together. And whenever I see a Faceless Void, I don't think a support pairing together with that is enough to be able to make it feel all that effective. Again, Underlord, slow damage. Snapfire, slow damage. I needed to see something fast or, something along the lines of that Evoker to try and make it work. And ever since this Underlord came out, especially with how Illich, I talked about the Firestorm usage in the lane, where Naga was just able to get far too far ahead. Felt a little bit odd, So again, issue feels like the big difference maker between the best of the best in EG and Beast Coast and that next level below.
That it does. So I guess what do we want to see differently with the second game draft coming up shortly for Thunder? What do they need to fix, and is there going to be emphasis on some different things here?
Just more different that you have to deal with, right? Because how many times have we seen like a team entirely physical damage and then it gets countered by something like, let's say, an Underlord that is very heavy on countering that, entirely magical, and then you get something like an Oracle, which we cast that earlier today, which was completely dumpstered. Things that are great at killing lanes but not great at taking towers. Get a Treant Protector, get stuff that's able to pull that away. Just things of that nature, right, that make things very difficult to do. I think you need to kind of address so many different options that you can't just buy one item or pick one hero that completely breaks a team's draft. And I feel kind of like that's what the Timbersaw and the Naga Siren did.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see the adaptations here for Thunder in this game just to kind of familiarize everyone with the stakes of this series. Beast Coast, if they're able to take the second game, or in general this series, then they will be the second and final team to qualify to the Lima Major. And Thunder, well, they're playing for their hopes to be able to qualify. If they're able to win this series and potentially the next one as well, then there is a chance that they can actually be the second team to represent South America in their hometown, their first major as well. But for what we saw out of game one, it's going to be very difficult for Thunder to be able to reset.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a little bit tilting. We've seen GGs come out from these players before, but then felt reasonable. This was a foregone conclusion. After that laning stage, there really wasn't too much recovery possible. So best to rinse and repeat, not get too far off the tilting edge, and come back hopefully with a fresh mindset and to hit them up with game number 2.
Yeah, well, we'll see what that mindset is going to be for Thunder, and if they can wipe the slate clean, of course. But after the break, we've got game 2, Thunder against Beast Coast.